Hey, yo, you. I want to take the time to say thank you for coming to tap in with me. It's been a couple of days, man, and today I got something I want to drop on y'all, man. Today's title, man, is called Fatherhood. I want to drop a little message for my fellas today, man, and for those of us who got kids and who experience the uphill battles or, the ups and downs around being a parent. And it's not to make it sound like a negative thing, but if I'm being totally honest and realistic, we understand and know that it's not always peachy around being a parent or, having children and, being compatible with our partners or co-parents. So I feel like this topic is very essential and beneficial for males such as myself who have bittersweet experiences around raising children. And that's not to make it sound like a bad thing. But like I said, if I'm being realistic, I'm sure you'll be able to get some gems about this. For those of us who are able to take some time and reflect on what life was like before we had kids, when we were our own individuals, trailblazing through this life with the world at our fingertips, versus bringing new life into the world with a partner, and then realizing that it's not always all about me no more, it's about us. So once you begin to develop this new concept, you then start to see yourself, moving with a different stride in life because you know that it's not all about you anymore. Just like I'm sure for a lot of us. But for me, becoming a parent helped me to develop a new sense of being. My mind began to change, and inevitably I knew I had to develop these traits and characteristics within myself in order to prevail as a protector, a guider, a supporter, not just with tangible things, but emotionally, mentally, helping to build them up as their own person and providing foundations. Foundations better than the ones that we were given, coming up. Growing up, I always had both sides of the family. I had moms and pops, to keep it a buck with you. But I still came from a single parent household, if that makes sense to you. Spent a lot of time with my dad in that side of the family. But for the most part, I was raised under my mom. And so I'm highlighting this to then jump into detail about why things can be different growing up with both parents or coming up from a single parent household. Doing our best as fathers and trying to keep a one unit household, it can be a little difficult sometimes when you didn't really have that structure growing up. Like you didn't have that example in front of you where you always seen the man and woman constructively building together as a unit and raising their children under one accordance. You know what I'm saying? And then also when the example of building a solid foundation just with your mate even before having kids wasn't placed in front of me or used as an example much in my life either. And so I'm saying all of this to say that, or I've said it earlier in the video, you soaking it up. You know what I'm saying? You watching your parents. Many of us have not had the experience of seeing both of our parents have good camaraderie underneath the same roof at the same time. Camaraderie meaning the friendship or companionship between two or more people. A lot of our parents may have not had like the worst relationships, but I mean camaraderie as far as standing like under one word, one authority, having an agreement amongst their parenthood so that they can provide that solid foundation and understanding for their children. If that makes sense. As I reflect today, I can see and realize that there were a whole heck of a lot better things that I could have done in my relationships and co-parencies. But during the time though, in those times, I felt like I was doing my best with the knowledge that I had and the understandings that were within myself as far as what it took to be, the best parent that you could be. There's a scene in that movie called The Godfather where there's two gentlemen talking and one of them says, "Women and children can be careless, but not men." And when I heard that line from that scene, I couldn't really do too much but resonate with it. Because when you get to thinking about household structures and responsibilities of the feminine and masculine, we as men are the providers. We are supposed to make sure that the table is straight, you know, to make sure that the whole unit is above economic standard. Well, you know, there was a time where, you know, the women would stay at home with the children and nourish and take care of the things around there while the men would go out and work. But I think that we can all agree that in 2024, it's not completely like that anymore. I mean, it's still like that for a lot of households and families, but now, you know, women have been, and I'm not knocking this or downing it or nothing like that, but just identifying it for what it is. You know, women have, you know, been more susceptible to rights and the same rights as men, being able to go out and work, you know, and take care of some of the same responsibilities that a man should be doing if the man is not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So because of these kinds of standards and things like that are just other reasons to break up one unit households, dividing families and keeping them divided, you know, for keeping them divided for the disadvantages of families and for the advantages of them. Because I didn't build solid foundations before having kids, which made life a lot harder on me as trying to be a father after having kids, because I wasn't taken care of and standing on business before they came. You know what I'm saying? So this led me to becoming a single father and having to experience child support and having that disconnection with my co-parent and not being able to stay on one accord. So now when the kids are going from one house to another, now they are learning under different structures. You know what I'm saying? Like both parents may not have the same alignments within their household. So going from house to house, kids will then eventually begin to see that, oh, there's certain things I could do at mom's house that I can't do at dad's house, or vice versa. There's certain things I could do at dad's house that I can't do at mom's house. You know, and this kind of makes co-parenting a little difficult. And this is aside from just talking about, like, I don't want to call it baby mama drama, you know, because I don't want to, like, just water down my relationships or the titles that I have within my life. But, you know, our relationships with the people that we have kids with. Never in 100 years would I proclaim to be the best at what it is that I do, but I damn sure would like to think of myself as a great father, even though I don't have it all together. No matter what situation, no matter what type of adversity I was facing with parenthood, I done been through the court systems, I done been through the child support systems, I done been ran up on, you know what I'm saying? My family done been ran up on, you know, like just drama from left to right, man. When it comes to parenthood, you name it, I did it, or I've experienced it. I've still always been there. I've never forsaken or left my kids, no matter what. Through all the drama, through all the stress, through all the time and money wasted in court systems, I'm still here standing, and my kids love me. They know they daddy from 100 feet away. And so, King, I'm saying this to you to let you know that no matter what it is that you're facing when it comes to being a dad, man, show up every day. Show up. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I'm like, getting a little emotional as I'm talking about this, man, but it's real though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really had to climb out of some places, man, not just physically. I didn't have to climb out of some places mentally, man, just to be the right person that I need to be for the kids. And it's hard, bro. It's really hard. Not all women, but some BMs are, man, jump through hoops, man, to try to tarnish you and to paint this picture that, like, you just try to paint this picture like you some type of animal or like you crazy or something like that. But it's really all that spiraling chaos and energy, all is because I wanted to be there with my kids. That's the only thing. Even if I couldn't have it all together with their moms, I knew that the task of being a father would never end. The relationships with the mothers could turn any which way, but it never ends with your kids, man. And that's why men can't be careless. I don't care what your status is in life, where you at, whether you got it all or you don't, man. Showing up is the most important thing that you could ever do for them. Just know that if you choose to have kids, the price of being an absent father is a contaminant to your sole purpose in being here, dude. And I ain't saying that to down you, but I'm just keeping it real. And I don't even mean to be trying to get all deep and sentimental, but if I died today, all I would ever want my kids to know is that I did my best around them, that I showed up as much as I could, even when it was being kept from me. You know, that I went above and beyond, and I went through the extremes just to be present with them and just to make them smile. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that they have their dad. You know, I don't mind using myself and my experiences as an example to talk about certain global topics. You know what I'm saying? Because I done reap what I sowed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't experience my karma. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to make it seem like I was just doing a whole bunch of heck of bad stuff, but I was just experiencing, man, as a brand new parent. You know, trying to make the best way out of no way. So, bro, I know it get hard sometimes, man, being a father, a single father at that, man. But you got it. And it's cliche and easy to say, man, but I know if I can climb out of some places when it comes to the hardships of being a parent, dude, you can too, man. And I don't want to just make this message completely for men, because women go through hardships too with co-parency and dealing with no good dudes, and it being all left to them to raise and found for the children. You know what I'm saying? Like it sucks big time, man. And so shout out to the ladies too, man, and the women. I condone what you're doing, and just give you your props for showing up every day and doing and being the best that you can, even when you don't feel or look like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, much love to you. Kudos to you. So I am gonna wrap it up with this, but the final thing that I want to say to my kings out there, man, is, like I said 2 times already, man, keep showing up. Do the best that you can. Be who it is that you need to be for those kids, even if they moms don't see it, man. And I ain't never condoning or telling nobody to kiss no ass, but do what you can to make it right with the moms. Do what you can to make it right. You know what I'm saying? And if it ain't working, then it is what it is. You continue to do the best that you can by the kids, so hopefully those experiences can lead to greater ones when it comes to, you and your co-parent. You made it this far in the message. I just want to say thank you and tell you that I love you, because touching topic on this one was a little hard, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It hit home a lot, man. And I done dealt with so much around being a parent, man. Like, it shit'll make you want to quit. Excuse my language. It'll make you want to quit, man, but we can't do that. Men don't do that. What type of reflection would that be on your kids? You know what I'm saying? How you think that'll make you feel to know that, shit, I could have tried harder? Your kids know that you could have tried harder, but you didn't. You don't want that, man. So, again, if you made it this far, I just want to say thank you. And until next time, do what's right. If you haven't had the chance to subscribe, like, or comment to this video, please do so. And thank y'all for coming to tap in. Y'all have a good day. Much love. 100.